If you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or you've been waiting on any kind of financial relief in 2026, please do not scroll past this video. Congress just approved changes that are going to directly affect your monthly payments, your eligibility, and possibly money you didn't even know you were owed. I'm breaking it all down today in plain English. No confusing government language, no runaround, just exactly what you need to know. Stay with me, because some of this is really good news, and some of it you need to prepare for right now, before it catches you off guard. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nicole, and this channel exists because of people like you. Years ago, my own family hit rock bottom. We were juggling bills, trying to navigate the benefit system, and feeling completely lost and invisible. Nobody was explaining things in a way that made sense for regular people. People who are exhausted, stretched thin, and just trying to survive. So that's exactly what we do here at Low Income Relief. We dig through the government websites, the policy documents, and all the fine print so you don't have to spend hours doing it yourself. Over 2 million people trust this channel every single month, and I never take that lightly. So let's get into everything you need to know about what Congress just approved. Before I do, I want to take a quick second to thank today's sponsor because, honestly, this one is genuinely relevant to what we're talking about. So many of you have written to me saying that between rising prices and a fixed income, there is simply nothing left at the end of the month. You're making impossible choices: groceries or medication, heat or rent. That's why I want to tell you about our sponsor today. They actually helped one of our longtime viewers, a 67-year-old widow named Carol from Ohio, find over $400 a month in benefits she had absolutely no idea she qualified for: prescription savings, utility assistance, even a monthly grocery benefit. If you're on a fixed income or receiving any government benefits right now, it takes less than 2 minutes to check what you might be missing. I put the link in the description below, so please check it out after this video. Okay, now let's talk about what Congress actually did and what it means for your household. Here's the big picture. Congress has passed new legislation that touches Social Security retirement benefits, SSI, SSDI, and a new round of targeted financial relief payments for 2026. According to the official language of the bill, the stated goal is to strengthen financial protections for America's most vulnerable populations. That sounds promising, and in several important ways, it actually is. But there are also some pieces of this that require your attention right now, and I want to make sure you understand both sides clearly. This affects seniors, disabled Americans, veterans, low-income workers, single parents, caregivers, and people who have never filed a tax return. If any of those describe you or someone you love, keep watching. Let's start with Social Security retirement benefits. The new law includes a cost of living adjustment recalculation for 2026 that came in slightly higher than what was originally projected at the start of the year. For most retirees, that means a modest but real increase in your monthly check. Every dollar counts, and this is a genuine win. However, and I want to be honest with you about this, there is also a provision in the legislation that adjusts the income thresholds for determining how much of your Social Security is considered taxable income. For individuals earning between roughly $34,000 and $44,000 annually, you may notice a small shift in your tax liability. It is not dramatic, but it is real, and I don't want you to be blindsided by it when you sit down to do your taxes next year. I'll talk in just a moment about how to offset that, so stay with me. Now let's talk about SSI, because this is where some of the most meaningful change is happening. Change that is long overdue. For decades, SSI recipients have been held to an asset limit of just $2,000 for individuals. $2,000. That limit hadn't been meaningfully updated in over 30 years, and it essentially punished people for trying to save even the smallest financial cushion. This new law raises that asset limit, which means you can now hold a little more in savings without the fear of losing your benefits. For single mothers on SSI, for disabled adults trying to build any kind of stability, for elderly people just trying to have a small emergency fund, This matters deeply. It's not a perfect fix, but it is real, measurable progress, and it deserves to be celebrated. For people receiving SSDI, the substantial gainful activity threshold, which is the cap on how much you're allowed to earn from work while still receiving. Your disability benefits has been increased under this new law. This is a meaningful change for disabled Americans who want to participate in the workforce part-time, even in small ways, without living in constant fear that earning a few extra dollars will trigger a review and cost them their monthly check. The system has long made it feel like you had to choose between any income and your benefits. This update begins to loosen that stranglehold, and that is genuinely good news. Now let's get to the relief payments, because I know that's something a lot of you are asking about, and I want to be completely straight with you. What has been approved is not a universal stimulus check going out to every single American. I'm not going to tell you that because it simply isn't true, and you deserve accurate information. What has been approved is a targeted relief payment program, sometimes referred to in the legislation as a non-filer credit, designed specifically for people who fall into certain categories. If you receive SSI or SSDI and did not file a 2024 federal tax return, you may qualify. If you are a low-income senior with no filing requirement, you may qualify. If you have dependents in your household and your income falls below certain thresholds, you may also qualify. For people who meet the criteria, these payments range from $300 up to $1,400, depending on your household size and income level. The IRS and the Social Security Administration will use information they already have on file for many recipients, which means a significant number of people will receive these payments automatically with no application required. However, and this is critical, some people will need to use the non-filer portal on the IRS website to make sure their direct deposit information and address are current. If your banking information has changed or you've moved recently, please do not assume the payment will find you. I'm linking to that portal in the description below. Let me tell you about a few more things buried in this legislation that aren't getting nearly enough attention in the news. For veterans who receive both VA disability compensation and Social Security, there has long been an offset rule that reduced the combined benefit amount. The new law reduces that offset, which means eligible veterans could see a meaningful increase in their total monthly income. If you are a veteran, or you have a veteran in your family who receives both types of benefits, please share this video with them immediately. This change could make a real difference. For caregivers, and I'm thinking specifically about the mothers, daughters, sons, and spouses who stepped out of the workforce for months or years to care for a family member, there is a new provision that allows certain caregiving periods to be counted toward your Social Security earnings history. This is a big deal, especially for women who statistically bear the largest share of unpaid caregiving work in this country. That time out of the workforce has long meant lower Social Security benefits later in life. This provision begins to correct that injustice, and it could increase future monthly benefits for millions of people. I also want to address something I hear from many of you, which is the fear around saving money while on benefits. For anyone who has been too afraid to put anything aside because of SSI's asset restrictions, the message from this legislation is, carefully, cautiously, but genuinely, that you are being given a little more room to breathe. You are allowed to begin building a small financial safety net. Please take advantage of that. So what should you actually do right now? First, go to ssa.gov and check your Social Security statement to make sure all of your personal and banking information is accurate and up to date. Second, if you did not file a tax return for 2024 and you receive SSI or SSDI, visit the IRS non-filer portal, I've linked to it below, and confirm your information so your relief payment can reach you. Third, if anything has changed in your household this year, a new dependent, a change in address, a change in income, report it to the Social Security Administration now. Unreported changes can lead to overpayment notices down the road, and those are a nightmare to deal with. Fourth, Use the Benefits Finder resource I've linked in the description to check whether there are additional programs you qualify for that you're not currently receiving. Most people are leaving money on the table. I know this is a lot to take in, and I know that for many of you, following the news about benefits and legislation can feel exhausting and even hopeless at times. The systems are complicated, the language is designed to confuse, and it can feel like every update comes with a catch. But here's what I want you to hold on to today. You showed up. You are informed. And informed people make better decisions for their families. Full stop. Every dollar you're owed is a dollar that pays a bill, fills a prescription, or puts food on the table. You deserve to know about it. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people in your exact situation find this information when they need it most. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we cover these updates every single week and I don't want you to miss anything. I've linked our video on SSI back payments and our guide on how to appeal a social security denial right here, because if you watch this far, those matter to you too. I'll see you in the next one.